everyone, and welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Alejandra. I am the Artistic Director for Innersense Organic Beauty, and I am your holistic hairstylist. Every week, I meet with a different member of our community to really help spread the message about wellness. Today, I'm meeting with Sara Jane from Concord, California. Welcome, Sara.
Hi, Alejandra. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. I cannot wait to hear your story. You've been a practicing hairdresser for over 27 years. I think you said 28 years. And you have seen our industry evolve over the years, and you have evolved with it. I would love to hear how you evolved towards becoming a more wellness-focused hairdresser and what Innersense plays and how we support you in this journey. I'd love to hear all of that.
Thank you. Well, I came into this industry in 1991. So things were radically different when I started beauty school and then became a licensed cosmetologist. There wasn't really a clean beauty movement. It was kind of a fringe idea. Yeah. So most of my experience was done with bigger companies, chemically laden products. So after having my hands in these products for 26 years, back in November of last year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so it really shifted my paradigm. I had been green in my personal life. So with all of my home products for cleaning, personal care, eating. But when I would go to work, it was this opposite conundrum for me that I'm in the salon environment and I'm just surrounded by all these chemicals all day long. I'm breathing them, I'm touching them. And so once I got that diagnosis, I had to take a year off of work, which was really rough. And it coincided with COVID, which made it a little bit rougher. So after 2 surgeries and doing some research about the disease, I realized as I'm coming back into this new era, I needed to make a lot of shifts, not only in my, more so in my personal life again, but also in my work life. And so for me, it meant I had to seek out products that were not going to give my clients all these chemicals, all these fragrances. And I had been using another product line, which it's a clean product line. It's great, but it wasn't what Innersense offered, completely clean. So it was interesting how I came about finding Innersense. I had started to follow on Instagram. I think my first experience was you were giving a harmonic healing oil treatment out in a garden and showing how to do scalp brushing. And I was so intrigued by just watching that video. I was like, this is fantastic. Like this is great. We need more of this. And so I began to follow along on Instagram, saw that you were going to do a virtual hair show in September. And so I signed up for that, was doing some traveling, spent the whole day watching the show. And by the time I got to the end of that education, I said to myself, I have to get my hands on this product. I have to see what this company is about. And so I immediately called, I ordered my whole stylist kit, my whole stylist pack. And that's how my journey came to be with Innersense. And I have just it's been such a joy. When I got my hands on the product, I couldn't believe the quality, how well crafted it was. And it gives you the results that it says it's going to give you. And we know in this industry, sometimes that's not the case. We make, you get promises made by products and then you use them and you're like, what is going on? So that's how I came to the Innersense family. And so now I'm going to be incorporating all the products into my salon, all the rituals into the salon. Because I think it's extremely important moving forward now that we're getting on the other side of COVID, that we're able to offer our clients a healthier alternative to their personal care and to their hair care. So it's a very exciting time for me. And it's really important as well as stylists that we think about that aspect of our health. That was not something that was ever talked about when I was a young stylist. And now that I'm older, and I've gone through this situation, that's going to be key for me. So.
Right. Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I hadn't heard that story before, so that was super sweet to hear. And, you mentioned that you really wanted to sort of curate a a more holistic experience for your clients. And with everything that is authentic and that is going to be sustained long term, it starts with our own shifts, right? And it sounds like you needed to make some shifts within your space in order to be able to support that. And I think the thing that's so beautiful about aligning with Innersense is that while it may start for some people wanting the desire to, or having the desire to create the space for your clients, but ultimately and first and foremost, we're doing this for us as a hairdresser, right? And so we've seen client after client after client using products after products, you know, surrounding ourselves in the space. It does serve our well-being to be focusing on using only products that are not going to harm our bodies so that we can have longevity in this industry. And I know that that's something that's really important to you, and you're using Innersense as a way to support you in that process, which I love so much. And I think what I love most of all is that as hairdressers, as we share our experience and our truths with the way that we work behind the chair when we're working in a more mindful and holistic way, that we have the opportunity, without necessarily trying, but we have opportunities to ripple that into our industry. And I think that, you know, with so many bigger brands having all of this attention, that's still what's getting a lot of notice in our industry. So it does take people like us to, you know, really share our insights, our tips, how we're practicing behind the chair, because then other hairdressers get to see that there are alternatives. And ultimately, that's what we want. We want our hairdressers to be healthy and to stay well and to encourage that within their clients and to have that sort of synchronistic kind of experience with their clients. And so I love that you have made so many big shifts, and I'm happy to hear that you're healthy and that that is the diagnosis is something that is more in the past. So I'm just, you know, hopeful that that remains. I, you know, wish you all the health and healing that your body needs to continue to move forward. And I have one last question for you. Do you have any tips for hairdressers who may be either not ready to make this shift, or do you have any hair, actually, I'm just going to say any tips for hairdressers?
Absolutely. So I think I'll stay on three.
Okay.
My first would be to take care of yourself. That's extremely important. So taking breaks, small breaks during the day, making sure that you're eating, making sure that you're drinking water. Your body positioning while you're doing your service with your client is extremely important. Your posture, your ergonomics, when you're cutting, you know, making sure that you're holding your arms up, you're moving the client, you know, using that chair so that you're not moving your body in strange ways. Outside of the salon, making sure that you take downtime for yourself to exercise, making sure that you take time to connect spiritually for whatever that means to you. That's extremely important. It helps to keep you centered. We work in an industry where we bring in a lot of what our clients bring to the chair. And sometimes we don't even know it. If we see 4 or 5 people a day, we're hearing 4 or 5 different life stories. That has an impact on us. We carry that out of the salon into our daily life. So it's good to have some things that you do for yourself that kind of bring you back to center. I think that that's extremely important as a stylist. And I think my third tip, what would my third tip be? Really focusing and paying attention to the clients that are in your chair. Do a thorough consultation, really get to know what their lifestyle is like. And once you're able to connect on that way, then you're able to better serve them as a stylist as far as product, you know, recommendations are concerned. You don't want to be giving someone 4 or 5 different things to use on their hair if they're a wash and go person and they want to be out the door in 30 minutes in the morning. So really listening to your clients, really important.
Right. Thank you so much. I think those are great tips. And you know, I think that so many of us are doing a lot of these behind the chair right now, but it's also so important to get the reminder to look at all these areas in which we can be present to wherever we are standing at that moment. If we're standing with our client, be present with our client. What is it that they're asking for? What is it that they're trying to say that they're not saying? And that's where our expertise comes in as, you know, hairdressers, is being able to pull out and draw out the information needed so that you can better serve them, and having the education behind it to be able to guide them in the direction that will support their goals and that ultimately will leave everyone feeling so great after.
And I think being confident in your ideals about how you want to approach your business, that's the uniqueness of what we do for a living. So having that confidence to just, you know, make your business what you want to leave in the world, what mark you want to leave in the world.
Like tapping into your truth.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very
Yes.
nice. You want to be the happiest.
Thank you so much. I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you so much, Sara Jane, for meeting with me and sharing your insights with our community. I hope that you have a really great rest of your Wednesday. And for all of you, I hope that you enjoyed this. You can stay connected with Sara. Sara, will you give them your Instagram handle?
Yes, it's at Italian Girl Does Hair, and it's ITALNGIRL, and then Does Hair. That's my Instagram handle.
Super. We'll drop the link below as well. And I thank you so much for your time and for sharing all of this. And I wish you well on your wellness journey. And for all of you, stay well, and we'll see you next week.